Breaking news. The fighting must end, says Lukashenko, a Putin ally, because otherwise a serious stalemate will result. Alexander Lukashenko has warned that the war between Russia and Ukraine has reached a seriously stalemate, and he has urged the two sides to come to an agreement. The leader of Belarus, an ally of Vladimir Putin who has allowed his country's territory to be used as a launchpad for Putin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, has said that Ukraine's demands for Russia to quit its territory need to be resolved at the negotiating table, so nobody dies. After stating, "There are enough problems on both sides and in general the situation is now seriously stalemate. No one can do anything and substantively strengthen or advance their position," Lukashenko claimed that neither side could make any progress. "They're locked in a death match with each other. Unfortunately, people are passing away." He continued, "We need to sit down at the negotiating table and come to an agreement." In a video question and answer session published on the website of the Belarusian state news agency Belta. "No prerequisites are necessary," I was quoted as saying. "The crucial step is issuing the stop order." A stalemate between Russia and Ukraine, according to Lukashenko, leader of Belarus. In the United States, executing one's own soldiers is considered barbaric. Putin sends more troops to the front despite the offensive's lack of success. Arms sales to Russia from North Korea are on track to become significant. Russia practices a massive nuclear strike as a form of retaliation. The Khmelnytsky region, where the Russian drone attack occurred, is home to a nuclear power plant. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev was quoted as saying on Sunday that energy cooperation with Europe was frozen or pointless due to the economic downturn in Europe. "Europe has castrated itself in bloody fashion and without anesthesia by walking away from energy cooperation with our country," Medvedev, now Deputy Secretary of the Security Council, was quoted as saying on social media, according to Russian news agencies. In either case, this cooperation is spoiled or frozen for some time. Former Russian President Medvedev is widely regarded as one of the country's most outspoken conservatives. Western intelligence suggests that some Russian commanders are executing soldiers who refuse to advance into the tempest of rocket and gunfire on the heavily fortified battlefields around the city of Avdiivka in eastern Ukraine. Kremlin efforts to grab something they can present as a victory have shifted their attention to the scarred and jagged outpost of Russian-occupied Donetsk, Avdiivka. Even though there has been strict censorship in Russia, the majority of the population is aware that Vladimir Putin's decision to launch a full-scale invasion has been a disaster, with casualties possibly exceeding 250,000. On Sunday in Kyiv, roughly 2,000 Ukrainians competed in a 1-kilometer race while wearing bibs with their names instead of numbers. Everyone who participated in the race picked a single person to honor with their run. Families, friends, and co-workers all over Ukraine have fled the conflict in Russia's name, searching for loved ones who may have been killed, captured, or injured. Many spectators shed tears as they waited by the finish line to cheer on the runners. Songs from Ukraine filled the air with a mixture of happiness and sadness, showing that life went on despite the conflict.